Hi Solace, it's Boss Lady Reaper here, a redheaded Boss Lady Reaper here, and I am coming to you all the way from sunny, well, not so sunny California currently, and I'm trying something new. I think that another way of getting a hold of you guys, especially ones who can't make a lot of the meetings and so on, is a video to let you know what's going on and what I expect and what we're hoping to do in the future. So, trying this out. Sorry for the mess behind me, and my hair is kind of being a little funny, but all right. Let's move on. So the first order of business that I would like to address is there has been a change in officership. Some of you have noticed, some of you haven't noticed. So the big changes here is about, I want to say about 7 months ago, started really taking a look at the dynamics of the guild. We're growing, certain needs need to be met. Which officers have been able to be present, be able to maybe work outside the box, so on and so forth. Because we are a type of guild that's looking for active and interactive, we need to have officers that are fitting this need. So we're taking a different stab at a few things, making things a little bit more organized, having more of a foundation, and definitely for me, giving out certain jobs to people so I can actually have more fun with you guys playing and less time working with the working guild business, which I've been doing a lot of. So first and foremost, Zalorian or Zello is now our resident event planner, and she is the non-rating event planner. So those special family fun nights that happen every 6 weeks, she and her team, which change based on need. So if you're interested in that, she is interested in hearing from you. That she will be handling that. So please, if you have any ideas, want to help out, think that's something that you might be wanting to get into, please contact Zello. So that's that. The next one is Preds. Preds Shamwow is now our new recruiting officer. She is going to be handling all reviews of the applications and then interviewing the applicants, particularly if they're a blind hire. And this goes for everybody. So whether they are someone returning back to WoW and they used to be in Solace, or they're a completely new member, it doesn't matter. Everybody goes to the website. Everybody fills out an application. Even better, we now have 2 types of applications on the guild website. One is for an application to join the Guild of Solace in World of Warcraft. And because we're getting so many different interests from different types of games, and we're all meeting different types of people, we have now opened up what we call a application to be a Solace junkie or a Solace groupie, if you were, to join our community as a whole. To maybe not play WoW, but you play some of the other games that all of us want to do, and we want to stay in contact together because we're nerds and we like to run in packs. Is what it is. So so that's that. So Preds will be handling the applications, the interviews, and then when the initiate period of a month is over, touching base with guildies and the applicant to make sure that there's a culture fit here. We can work with a lot of things when it comes to training and getting people help on class and things like that. But first and foremost, if you're not a culture fit, it's not going to work out, and we just need to be honest and upfront about it. That's my face, and it makes faces. Okay, next is Luna Sky Eyes is going to be continuing her efforts into running the guild bank and being the general quartermaster for the guild. What does this mean? Yes, she's going to be continuing to make sure the guild bank stays pretty, make sure that we have it stocked for raid nights and other events that we need, but also maybe using the abilities to work the work the auction house a bit more for us to get some money in, so on and so forth. But also, if items need to be crafted for people, particularly gear, Luna Sky Ice is the person you need to go to make sure that you're getting on the list, because Luna has the list of people who are going to be handling that. So please contact Luna Sky Eyes. All right. So the next one is Jessie Bear. Jessie Bear is a guild liaison. Now, what does that mean? She is going to be going under training with me. She's essentially going to be a mini me. I want her to be a liaison not only to officers and myself, but the guildies and myself, I want her to be able to know more about the guild website, how to run that, the social media sources that we do. So she's going to be just kind of being, it's going to sound like an assistant, but eventually she's going to have more responsibilities. We're just slowly but surely moving her into that. The other two roles you already know about is our progression team progression team leads, which is Iones and Tilly. That stays the same. And a little extra something for that. If you guys go to the guild website right now, you go to the events page, which is on the top tab on any page you go to. There's going to be on the left-hand side something called Battle of the Beards. Underneath that are two adorable babies with beards, each representing Tony or Tilly. Each of these have a link that go to a specialized page that gives a write-up from each raid lead about their raid style, what their expectations are, and so on and so forth. Also, some quotes that were given to me by guildies or raiders explaining what they think the raid team is like. This is not only for people in the guild who are interested in trying to pick a team or trying to find out which team they want to be on or what it's like to be in a Solace raid. It's also for people outside the guild so they can have a better idea when they're doing research on where they want to go. So if anybody is interested in raiding with Solace, you guys all know you can send them to the guild website and there's a nice write-up. So it's a work in progress. The website is always a work in progress, but there you go. So check that out. Have a good laugh. There are some interesting photos on the page, and that's all I'm going to say about that. The next positions are junior officer positions, otherwise known as the Agents of Solace. Ooh, very spy-like. That's why I really liked it. So we're going with that one, and we have 4. We have Cave, Bulamon, Isaac, and Kimmy. Essentially, all the officers, including junior officers, are going to be cross-trained about the ins and outs of the jobs of the others. So floating around, or at least you have a generalized knowledge of what needs to happen on a daily basis or a weekly basis, so on and so forth. But also, if anything happens, someone gets sick, someone wants to go on a vacation, someone has family emergency comes up and they need to step down or take it some time away, somebody else can step forward and handle the job. That's not just myself. This was all about also streamlining things to make it easier, not only for me, but for you. That you're not only coming to me, that you have other options to go to. And I encourage you to go to the other officers and junior officers if you have an issue or a question outside myself. I trust these people. I wouldn't have given this position if I hadn't. Now, why did I make this position? Why did we suddenly go from 14 to 6? Okay. Because this is our first major attempt of really structurizing what we do here, I wanted to work into it. Also, I took a look at who has been available, who's been here, what has been accomplished, who's stepping up, things like that. But recently, I was asking the officers to really define their roles, what they want to do, what they want to move forward, what they see Solace going as, what they want to, this is my job and this is what I want to do type thing, taking the bull by the horns. I was really looking for that. Some people did come to me and say that they didn't have as much time, work, school, whatever, and, we just had to make an adjustment. So what we're going to be doing is, since we've made this decision, we are going to be working with this for about 3 months. So probably 3 months after the expansion hits, we're going to reevaluate again and see how we're doing. Do we need to have more junior officers? Do we have a need for an officer for PvP? Do we need an officer for something else? Does Preds need help because now we're getting an influx of people who want to join? If that's the case, we're going to reevaluate and we're going to try to fix that. So this is the time for feedback. So please watch, pay attention, and give feedback. Whether you want to tell an officer, tell me, that's fine. I encourage you to go to officers, but tell me. But if it's easy, please put it in an email and send it to bossLadyReaper.com. Okay, next, the big one. One of the big ones. since Solace really does focus on endgame content, one of the big things that we have been into lately has been rating. I mean, there's more than 25 of you that show up on Fridays and Saturdays that want to rate, that want to get into raid. So we're moving into that to making sure. So now, as we know, we have 2 raid leads. We will be breaking up into 2 teams. There may be times they have told me that if one person's out or something like that, they may combine the raids together, but hopefully each raid lead will have an assistant that will help them that can also run the raid if they're not there. So that's one of the options that we're doing. So what do I need from you? This is what I need. I need an email going to bossladyreaper@gmail.com. Bossladyreaper, just like my name in game, @gmail.com. What I need you to say is which tune you're deciding is going to be your main rating tune. I need to know both specs. I need to know what is your rating schedule, meaning what I want you looking at Monday through Sunday. I want you looking at what days are open to you for rating and for how long. Give me the time, give me the date. Options for you, even like preference ones, like I prefer to rate on the weekends. I prefer to rate on Monday through Wednesday, something like that. Let me know as much information on that as possible. Then lastly, please give me, if you have a choice, if you would prefer Tilly or Tony as your raid lead. The last one, we are going to do our best to accommodate, but when it comes down to it, if you're needed on the other team, we're going to be putting you there. Not as punishment, not as a testing period, but this is simply the fact is this is Team Solace. Regardless of what team you're on, it's Team Solace. So we need to try to have a balanced group as best as possible. For those of you who can't raid as often, maybe can only go, you know, one of the 2 days, that's okay. Still sign up, still let us know, because the guild leads have told me that they're willing to work, and so if you come in late because you have work and you're half an hour late, at least they know with the flex style rating that's coming up, this might be easier to negotiate and work with. So please put it in. That sounded really wrong. Don't put it in. Just let me know. Okay. So I would like to have all this information by Halloween. So then I can take that information and put it on a graph, because there's a lot of you, and try to make the best choices for the majority of people. Meaning, like, I'm sorry if you can't rate on Monday through Wednesday. That's your main time. But if more people can go on Fridays and Saturdays, we're going to stick with that schedule. We will be looking at in the future, if there's a lot of people that are interested in it, maybe adding another raid team during the week. As of right now, right in the beginning, it's not going to happen. But just so you know, after the expansion hits, which is the 13th of November, we are going to be giving you guys 2 weeks. Two weeks to level up and gear out your tune. We are going to start raids right after that. Okay? Now, the last thing we need to say is this. Money is incredibly important coming into the next expansion. For those of you who have not been paying attention all that much, for other reasons, whatever they are. Just for example, your garrison is probably going to cost you about 30,000 gold just to level up per tune. So gold is going to be very important. The guild as a whole has been pulling together to try to raise as much gold as possible so that when the expansion hits, we can help you get the gear and the gems and all that other stuff that is needed as quickly as possible. Because we want to try to get into the content as fast as possible. But just so you know, we did the math, and 30,000 gold a night may be happening with just some of the mats for flasks and things like that, because it's going to be incredibly expensive. We had to start thinking outside the box. So what we started doing several weeks ago is starting to sell garage kills. So garage kills for outside the guild is 25,000 gold. Some people, that's a lot of money. But on average, the average garage kill costs about 100,000 gold, and you're not allowed to roll and loot. We're going to allow you to roll and loot with 20,000 gold. That doesn't go into the bank that doesn't go into my bank. It doesn't go into Tilly's bank or Tony's bank. It goes into the guild bank to help keep you guys fed into the future. We've looked at a lot of different ways of how we want to do this, but this is what we decided on. Okay. So, for guildees who are in the guild, but they've never gone on any raids with us, they don't have time to do even some of the social stuff with us for various reasons. We're asking for a donation of half the 25,000. The reason for that is this. For the people who've been working at it for 9 months, they've put in the time, the energy, and the gold to get the job done so that somebody couldn't walk in there and get that kill in 10 minutes. We're just asking for a donation to help with the funding to continue the efforts to get people moving through. And we thought this was the most fair. So that's why we're doing that. So essentially, guys, this is it. That was my 15-minute spiel. I'm sure that the meeting will go a little longer than that. But like I said, any questions, any concerns, any feedback, please contact an officer. Please email bossladyreaper.com. And remember, this guild is your guild. So you get out, hopefully, what you put into it. I actually work for you. So that's the whole thing. We work for you and we're trying to be as fair and accommodating as possible. But it only works if we get feedback and we get interactive and active people doing what we do best. All right. So I love you guys and I'll see you online.